Hey everyone, this is James from One Objective. I'm here at the campsite. Been needing to build myself a cart for my Bonafide, so today I decided, I was like, I really need one. I really needed one this morning. So I went to Lowe's and bought me some PVC parts and everything like that. So I'm gonna build me just a DIY cart out of a few parts. I think I gotta probably have about $90 in it. But it's hard to find any cart that actually fits the SS107. So I'll do a rundown on how I did it and hopefully it's helpful. Hey everyone, I dry assembled the one side to the cart, and so I came up with a cut list, so I figured I would share it. 4 7/8, you'll need 2 of them. 3-inch ones, you'll need 10 of them. 5 1/4, you need 4 of them. 9 3/8, you need 1 of them. This will be the 9 3/8 one. This is the one to go in between the wheels. The 3-inch ones are all going to be these cuts right here. The 5 1/4s are actually these. The 2 4 7/8 ones are going to be this little V part that's actually going to go in here, because the bottom of the Bonafide actually dips down a little bit. So instead of going straight across, you really can't do that. So I had to put a little 90 in there to do that. So now that I've got it all dry fit, I went ahead and done one. I pop riveted together. I tried gluing it. I'm not that good, so I actually messed up a few pieces. Had to go back and get a couple more. So I just figured I'd pop rivet. I use stainless steel pop rivets, 1/8 by 1/2 inch, just to make sure it goes in there really good. I leave the center one. Don't do this one in the middle yet. Make sure you have somewhere nice and flat to lay these down on, to get both your sides nice and straight so they're not twisted. And like I said, I'll go over a parts list of everything that you're going to need, how many T's, how many 90s, and everything like that that you'll need to do this project at the end of the video. I'll even do a tool list that you might need, so you make sure you have all the tools that you need to actually do this. So I'm going to go ahead and finish drilling the rest of this, and I'll show you after it's all put together. Make sure when you're putting these parts together that you make sure you can look down inside them and see that it's all the way up, just to make sure that you have everything fit. And when you go to buy your parts, the only way that this list is going to work that I've gave you is make sure you get this type of fitting. You're going to see some that have a little flared end that are narrower. They're for shorter things and everything. I got these just because I think they're a little bit more heavy duty, and you can get more, you can put the pipe in farther in these. So the whole cut list won't work with the other type of PVC parts that you buy. So make sure that they look like all like this at the end of the video. Make sure they're like these. Alright? When you're drilling these holes, I always take and I put them about a 1/2 inch, about a 1/4 inch up and in, and just try to do them straight. You know, if they're nice and flat, I normally will drill both of them at the same time on this piece, or however many that you need. Go and take your pop rivets, run them in at the same time, keep it from twisting, and then go ahead. These are stainless pop rivets, so they're pretty tough to do. So that's it. You'll just repeat that whole thing, what I just did, through the whole process of putting this thing together. Hey guys, so you don't do what I did. When you put this piece in here, put your pop rivet hole a little bit farther back, probably like a 1/2 inch or better, to make sure that it won't go into your axle hole. I didn't actually put it in the actual axle hole, but if I would have put the pop rivet in, it'd have been a no-go. So on this one right here, put your pop rivet a little bit farther back. When you get to this part, this is the part for the axle, you have to drill a 1/2 inch hole in it. because the smallest you can get in these is 3/4, and I have a 1/2 inch axle. So make sure you get your pair of pliers or whatever, and you have to take a 1/2 inch drill bit, and you can drill right through it. Hopefully you should be able to just drill right through that, get you your axle. That way your axle right here should slide right through it. Be nice and tight, so you don't have to worry about too much slop. Alright? Now that you have all your pieces pop riveted together, everything besides this T, we're going to go ahead and put this thing together, dry fit it. That's why this needs to be movable. Slide this in there, because it's going to be kind of a pain in the butt. Just kind of push it all together, and looks like it's got to go a little bit more this way. Whew. Out of shape, but that looks pretty straight. And then just get it really straight and everything, and then put your final pop rivets in it. So before you put any pop rivets in it at this point, make sure from outside to outside that you have roughly around 14 inches to 14 1/8 on both sides, which it looks like we do. Looks like we got pretty lucky, because that's the side of your kayak. And once you do that, make sure it's good and straight, and go ahead and finish putting it together. Alright, now that we've assembled all this, got it the way we want, it's axle time. Like I said, we've already pre-drilled these out, shoved these in here. I just went to Walmart, it wasn't Walmart, it was Lowe's, and bought some wheels for a little push mower. These were clearanced out, so I got them pretty cheap. So if you have wheels laying around, anything with a 1/2 inch, or you just have to, if you change the axle size, just make sure that your wheel fits that mainly. So on this, I went ahead and put one nut on one end, run a washer down, that on, throw a bigger washer on, and go ahead and shove it through. Oh boy. And you notice it's extremely long. We're going to use this other part for the stand here towards the end. What I'm doing right now is I'm just trying to get a length so I can cut it. It actually came with these washers and a nut. So I'm thinking I need to cut it off somewhere about here. I have my tape measure, which I do. I'm going to take off 13 1/2 inches of this. So I'll do that, and I'll come back with y'all in just a few minutes. Once you're done putting your axle together, getting it all nice and steady, last thing you need to do is put your stand on it. I'm going to use the scrap piece of rod that I had left over. I'm going to pre-drill with an 1/8 inch hole first that I use for the rivets, just because it's handy. I'm going to pre-drill all the way through it. That ain't long enough. And I'm going to run this 1/2 inch bit through it right after that. Make sure it's lined up pretty good. Clean it all up a little bit. And then grab yourself a couple washers. First, you probably need to run a nut down on it first. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So we're pretty much wrapped up now. Put the leg on there. I got a little, it's a little leg boot that you get from Lowe's, just for bottoms of your chairs and stuff like that. I didn't have another nut or something. I would put another nut on there and then tack it so it's nice and tight. I just wrapped some tape around it for now, just so it has something rubber to sit on. I got me some pipe insulation, and I'm gonna put a couple zip ties on it, and that pretty much sums it up on this cart. Hopefully I'll do a little demo of how it actually works once I get back to the water. Hopefully be in just a little bit. So stay tuned. One last thing before we go. I'm just going to drill a couple holes in the bottom of this, just so water can get out. I'm just going to drill like 3 of them. Just don't want water sitting in it. And that should be it. I might actually drill one right here too, just to make sure no water sitting in this thing. Alright.